And welcome to this session. This is Professor Farhat, in which we will discuss enterprise risk management, ERM, and we will also look at the type of risks. Now, when we talk about risks, we face as a company all sorts of risks. It could be legal risk, it could be a cybersecurity risk, IT risk, foreign currency risk, operational risk, interest rate risk. So companies, rather than treating each risk separately, they will try to create a system to deal with all those risks. And this is what we call the enterprise risk management. So every organization, regardless of the size or the industry, face uncertainty that could prevent it from achieving its objective. And those uncertainties are the risk. So what would managers do? They cannot eliminate the risk. They'll try to identify it, manage it, assess it, prioritize it, diversify it through something called enterprise risk management. But in this session, to be specific, we will define what a risk is, and we're going to have a few types of risks. We're going to look at them. We're going to categorize them into 4 categories, and we would look at the ERM in general, and we'll explain why organizations invest in risk management. I mean, there is no reason to explain why. Nevertheless, we'll give you some benefit. But we have to distinguish between 4 types of business risk: strategic risk, organizational risk, financial risk, hazard risk. And also we have to differentiate which risk is internal, which risk is external. Then at the end, we would look at time volatility and how they influence risk, and we would look at an MCQ to practice what we have learned. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com.
My AI turns any lecture into a complete study system. You can create summary table, formulas, and example from each lecture. Flashcard builds from the lesson itself. A quiz build on the lesson. And as a bonus, convert any lecture into a portable short audio on the go, so it helps you with the retention. No noise, no generic responses, just clarity based on that specific lecture. Don't just watch, interact, test yourself, and retain the material using Farhat AI. Now go to farhatlectures.com now and see how the AI can help you understand, practice, and retain the material.
Starting with what is risk. Risk is anything that will prevent the organization from achieving its objective. Simply put, it's an uncertainty that could lead to losses or missed opportunities. Now we have to understand, risk is not always negative. Sometimes the risk will surprise you. It will create an opportunity for greater rewards. However, as managers of firms, of companies, our focus is the risk that's going to harm the company, harm the organization, not the one that's going to reward the organization, which of course will take advantage of that as well. So what is ERM? ERM is an enterprise risk management. It's a company-wide approach. So we don't look at each risk separately. We'll try to kind of look at the whole picture, company-wide approach to identify, evaluate, manage, and monitor those risks. And we're going to have several recordings explaining the process. So rather than allowing, like living in silo, for each department to manage risk independently, ERM coordinates risk management across the entire organization, because it makes sense, because the company is an interconnected web. We cannot just focus on one area and let somebody else focus on the other area without communicating what's happening throughout. But ERM focuses on identifying, reducing the likelihood of a loss, identifying the risk before it happens, maximizing opportunity, helping the company achieve its strategic objective. The best analogy I can give you for an ERM is, think of driving a car. Without an ERM, each passenger watches only one direction. With an ERM system, the driver uses the mirrors, the lights, the sensors on the side, the warning system, the GPS to monitor everything throughout the vehicle. So the ERM gives management a complete view of organizational risk. Now, why do we have to manage risk? Well, there's plenty of benefits, and this is a list of them. For one thing, the top one is to increase shareholder value. We could reduce losses, improve profitability. Reduce business interruption. We don't want our operation to stop. We want to continuously produce and sell. Improve resource allocation, better allocation of money and people. Reduce unexpected surprises. That's the risk where the risk lies. Fewer crises and emergencies. Improve cost control, identify new opportunities, improve contingent planning. Those are the benefit of proper risk management. And as I mentioned, we have 4 major types of risks: strategic, operational, financial, and hazard risk. And if you know anything about Farhat lectures, once I have a list, I'll go over each component of list separately, starting with strategic risk. Strategic risk. What's a strategic risk? It affects the organization overall direction and long-term success. These risks usually comes from external business environment. So for every risk, you have to know whether that risk is internal or external. What are some examples of strategic risks? The main one is competitors. New competitors coming in. Technological innovation. Someone create something that's going to make your product obsolete. And these days with AI, that's the risk for every company. Changes in customer preferences. Customers used to like product X, now they like product Y. Government regulation. They might change the rules on you. Political instability, economic downturns. All of those are risks that all companies face, because those are external risks. They are above any company. So examples will be: a smartphone manufacturer ignores foldable phone technology. Competitor introduced this new innovative product, and suddenly you would lose market share. And this is an example of a strategic risk. Operational risk is the second risk. It results from failure in day-to-day business operation. They originate usually from inside. So operational risk is inside the organizations. Example of it: human errors, equipment breakdown, production delays, poor internal control, supply chain interruption, employee fraud, cybersecurity failures. All of those are internal operational risk. For example, a warehouse computer might crash. Orders cannot be processed. Customers receive late deliveries. Customers are not happy. This is an example of an operational risk. Now, within an operational risk, we have something called legal risk. Legal risk arises from uncertainty regarding laws, regulation, contract, or legal interpretation. Those could be mostly external, but some of them could be internal. For example, a company unknowingly violate environmental regulation and faces significant fines. You could have compliance risk. Compliance is more part of operational risk, because you need to comply with rules within your operation occur when a company fails to comply with laws and regulation. And those could include tax laws, SEC reporting, OSHA safety regulation, anti-money laundering requirement. Then we have the third type of risk, which is financial risk. We're looking at interest rate risk, foreign currency transaction, financial risk that affect the company's financial health. It often involves some sort of a risk to cash flow, to financing, to investing, or market prices. Common financial risks are lack of cash, that's the worst one, high debt, raising interest, foreign exchange fluctuation, commodity price changes, credit risk, and liquidity risk. Those are all risk in one way or another. Oftentimes, no, not oftentimes, they could be internal, they could be external, depending on what you are exposed to. Examples will be: a company borrows heavily using variable interest rate. If you do that, then you have a high risk of interest rate risk. In case interest rate rises, guess what? You're going to have to pay more. Interest expense increase dramatically. It will affect your cash flow. It will affect your profitability as well. And this is an example of a financial risk. Then we have hazard risk. What's a hazard risk? It refers to losses caused by accident or unexpected event. These risks are generally insurable, like fire, flood, earthquake, theft, workplace accident, employee injury, natural disasters. For example, a tornado destroy a manufacturing facility. Usually will be insured against that loss. But this is an example of a hazard risk. Now, we have to understand the connection between volatility and time. Those are two important characteristics that influence every type of risk. What is volatility? Volatility refers to how much something changes over time, how volatile it is, going up and down. Now, the greater the volatility means the greater the uncertainty is, greater the risk. Now, mathematically, we can compute volatility through the standard deviation. For example, oil prices move dramatically from month to month. Companies using large amount of fuel faces high risk because if oil prices are moving, that's a risk. Now, timing, generally speaking, the longer the time period, the greater the uncertainty, because long-term projects usually carry more risk than short-term projects because you can predict the next few days or weeks, but you cannot predict the next few months or years. So the longer your outlook, the longer in time, the higher is your risk. Combine that with volatility, then your risk will spike. For example, a construction project lasting 5 years is riskier than one lasting 6 months because you have to worry about cost, material, labor over the next 5 years, and you don't know what's going to happen. Then we talked about internal versus external. We mentioned it. Now we need to talk about this. Internal risk that originate inside the organization, and external risk originate outside of the organization. Internal risk, some examples of it: employee turnover, process failure like operational risk, technological failure, poor internal control, equipment breakdown like operational risk, and that's an explanation for each one of them. Then we have external risk. Those management cannot control these risks directly. Like what? You cannot control your competition. You cannot tell the government what laws and regulation to implement. Your supply chain disruption, you have no say about this. Political instability, natural disasters, those are external risks. All you can do, insure against them, try to minimize them, but most of the time you cannot eliminate them. Now let's take a look at this example just to kind of show you how you might be tested. You could be tested in a form of a multiple choice, but this is also a good exercise. For example, what type of a risk is currency fluctuation? Well, I would say that's a financial risk. Political stability, instability for that matter, strategic risk. Equipment failure, operational risk, it's also internal, if you're going to say internal. Earthquake damage, that's a hazard risk, external. New environmental law, that's legal risk, but that's also external. Poor employee training, that's operational risk, and that's internal. Sometimes the risk you might have to classify it, whether internal, external, and the 4 type of risk. You want to be comfortable. This is an easy topic to collect points about. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. A company implements an organization-wide process to identify, assess, monitor, and respond to risk that could affect its strategic objective. What do we call this process? Is it internal auditing, enterprise risk management, cost management, budgetary control? Well, let's start with A, internal auditing. Internal auditing evaluates controls, but it does not encompass all aspects of risk management. It helps, but I would not say it's an organization-wide. I would say A is out. Enterprise risk management, I would say yes. ERM is a comprehensive approach of identifying and managing the risk. Between A and B, I'm going to take out A, keep B. Cost management, easy elimination, focuses on controlling cost. It has nothing to do with risk. Budgetary control, monitor your budget, financial performance against the budget. That has nothing to do with the organization-wide controls for risk. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Matter of fact, enterprise risk management, it's a topic that we need to cover in depth. And ERM is covered both on the CMA as well as the CPA exam. So it's a topic that you need to be very familiar with. What should you do now? Whether you are a CPA, CMA, accounting, finance student, go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional resources, a multiple choice, cases, simulation, exercises, true, false, AI. For example, if you're taking this quiz on my website, you can ask the AI to explain the topic, explain the correct and incorrect answer, and create a similar MCQ for you to practice. The best investment you can make is invest in yourself, and God bless.